Zara found the Kids in Need of Defence UK project at Central England Law Centre, CELC, through her own internet searches, after being told by social services that she needed to find a solicitor. Her case was assigned to 2 lawyers at DLA Piper, working alongside their CELC supervisor, and the team began work in December 2018. At the time Zara was on the programme, she was 17 years old and living in supported accommodation. Having lost her passport, she was unable to prove her status in the UK. Pregnant with twins and with no ID, Zara had no way of accessing the support that she needed. Eventually, just before her 14th birthday, Zara was taken into emergency foster care. She later returned to her mother's house for a period of time, before moving into another foster care placement. When Zara turned 16, she was keen to leave care and establish a more independent life. She moved into supported accommodation for care leavers and started thinking about applying for college and for jobs. However, when she began to inquire about opportunities, she was told she needed to provide ID and a national insurance number. At this point, Zara realised she didn't have her passport with her, or any other form of ID. It turned out that her passport had gone missing in the course of moving into her first foster care placement. With the passport nowhere to be found, Zara had no way of proving who she was and that she had the right to remain in the UK. She was unable to open a bank account, access benefits, work, or move on to further or higher education. In her words, "I was 16, I'd just moved out, and I didn't have any ID. I was at home all the time, bored, and I couldn't get an income. I was surviving on only £56 a week. It was really hard. I couldn't work or study." In the spring of 2018, Zara fell pregnant with twins, greatly exacerbating the seriousness of her situation and the urgency of resolving it. As well as the practical day-to-day challenges she was experiencing, Zara was increasingly concerned that if her children were born before she resolved her status, they would be marked down as immigrants, and their lives would be negatively impacted as a result. Zara had never been offered legal advice until she found the Kids in Need of Defence UK programme at the end of 2018. As far as Zara knows, social services had not checked to make sure she had ID and status in the UK when they took her into care, nor had they made any previous attempt to rectify the situation until now. In fact, later, once she had started working with the Kind UK team, Zara had felt under pressure from one person within social services, who Zara felt was using her insecure immigration status against her. No one from social services did anything, but eventually they tried to contact my mum, but she didn't have anything. Any ID, she couldn't help. Someone from social services was putting pressure on me to accept a child in need plan, saying they'd help me with status in the UK if I accepted. I just wanted to get them off my back. Having explored Zara's situation, the Kind UK team decided to put in a no time limit application to the Home Office. The team began to gather together all the evidence they would need for Zara, her social worker, and her mother to complete the application. For Zara, it was a great relief to have found the programme, and to be finally working to resolve her situation. Now there were these 2 lovely people helping me to sort it out. We had all these meetings. They would write things down and build up the paperwork. I was just so relieved. My experience of working them was really great, to be honest. I have no complaints. It took quite a long time, but they were doing all they could, and as soon as we applied and sent the papers, it came through really quickly, and they were always updating me, texting me saying this had happened. It was a really good experience. In September 2019, Zara and her team were delighted to hear that the citizenship application had been granted. As Zara says, "It was such a relief to finally feel stable